The sleeping little girl was sent to the oven by her biological parents. The loud slamming of the door woke her up. Feeling fearful, the little girl kicked the door open, desperately trying to escape, but was soon immobilized by her father's foot. Her mother quickly picked up the tape from the floor and yanked her hair, sealed her mouth. Then the couple worked together to drag her back and shove her into the oven. The girl ripped the tape from her mouth and desperately called for help. She pleaded with her parents to let her go, but the parents not only pretended not to hear. Instead, they wrapped the oven door in duct tape to prevent her from escaping again. Husband and wife looked at each other, then brutally turned on the gas and pressed the switch. Flames instantly ignited. The little girl desperately taped on the glass, bitterly begging her parents to let her out. But the parents stared at the oven. It seems that they want to see their daughter die before they can rest assured. At the moment of crisis, Emily and the sheriff arrived in time. Hearing the girl's screams inside the house, the two directly broke into the door. See the scene in front of them. Emily rushed over and pushed away the girl's mother. She picked up the knife on the table to cut the tape, successfully rescue the girl, and the girl's father was still trying his best to resist. He knocked the gun out of the sheriff's hand. Unexpectedly, the sheriff smashed his fist on his face, then pressed his head and slammed it into the refrigerator. At this time, the woman picked up a knife and tried to lay hands on the little girl. Then the sheriff grabbed her arm, then a backhand knocked her straight to the ground. Back to the man. His jaw was dislocated. A few days later, the little girl was placed in an orphanage. Emily, who was in charge of investigating the case, saw her pity and adopted her. Unexpectedly, this decision brought disaster to herself. When she drove to the little girl's house to help her pack her bags, strange things began to happen. Emily sensed something spooky about the house as soon as she entered. Not only were there crosses hanging in the room, there were also Bibles and other exorcism paraphernalia. What puzzled Emily even more was that there were several locks installed on the door of the room. Before Emily could figure it out, the second case happened. The 10-year-old boy actually took advantage of his parents' sleep. He took the tire iron from the garage and smashed his parents to death. The weird thing is that the little boy was in a daze. He had no idea what he had done. After the police investigation, the night of the murder, the little boy received a phone call. It was Emily's home landline number. Emily, confused, never made the call myself at all, but there was another person at home living with her. This person was none other than the little girl who had just been adopted. So the two came to the house to ask the little girl, but the little girl said,
"That wasn't me.
You didn't call him?
I didn't call him, I swear."
However, said to Emily,
She's lying.
the little girl actually stood in the doorway and eavesdropped on their conversation. This also makes Emily suspicious of her. She could only make an appointment for her boyfriend to counsel the little girl, because the boyfriend was a psychiatrist. But after chatting for a while, he then realized that there was something wrong with the little girl.
I have bad thoughts.
About what?
People.
People like who?
You?
Looking at the girl's back as she left, the man felt some fear. Sure enough, by night, the accident happened. The man just listened to a phone call and felt uncomfortable in his ears, came to the bathroom and hurriedly took out a cotton swab. I did not expect to pull out the wasp from his ear. This could scare the man, but he still held back the fear in his heart, carefully threw it into the toilet and flushed it away. But when he had just finished washing his face, 2 more wasps came out of his ears. Just finished dealing with these 2. Numerous more wasps came out of his ears. Now the man went completely crazy. He desperately swatted at the wasps. He didn't dare to move until all the wasps had gathered behind him. His trembling hand slowly unbuttoned, took off his shirt and threw it straight into the bathroom. He thought that would be the end of it, but then more hornets came out of his body. Finally, the man, in extreme panic, accidentally knocked the back of his head and died on the spot. Learning the news of her boyfriend's death, Emily was very sad, although she didn't say anything. But she suspected that her boyfriend's death must have something to do with the little girl, because after her boyfriend talked to the little girl, said something like this to her.
Talked to a lot of kids. I don't think I've ever felt like that before.
Like what?
The next day she approached the sheriff and told him what she thought, but the sheriff never believed it. How could a little girl kill a grown man? Since the sheriff did not believe, Emily could only investigate the little girl herself. She first turned out the interrogation records of the girl's parents. The video of the girl's mother said,
2 brothers. Eddie had 3 sisters. As soon as she was born, they just started dying. Not by her own hand, they just died.
By this point, Emily felt what happened to the couple was similar to what had happened to her recently. In order to find out the truth, she came back to the detention center, hoping to get more clues from the girl's father. But just as soon as they met, the man knew that someone was starting to die. He said to Emily, his daughter wasn't even human but a demon. The demon had been hiding inside her since birth. Her powers of perception are very strong. Not only can she predict what's going to happen, she can also know what's going on in other people's minds. Sure enough, When Emily came home, the little girl already knew she had gone to see her parents. Emily finally got scared. She followed the example of the girl's parents and their bedroom door began to add locks. But due to too much tension, a screw accidentally fell. She opened the door ready to pick up the screw, but suddenly,
Good night.
this made Emily even more scared. She hurriedly locked the door of her room, not daring to come out. But late at night, there was a knock on the door.
Please. I know you're in there.
It didn't take long. The knocking stopped. It was thought that she had left, but the next second, Emily huddled in the corner in fear. She gripped the screwdriver tightly in both hands, yelling at the outside. At this point it was quiet outside again, but there was a noise from the closet. Emily got up slowly. She held the screwdriver tightly in one hand. The other hand carefully opened the closet. Suddenly a bloody face appeared. Emily was so frightened that she rolled and rushed to the door. She opened the door and desperately ran out. The monster chased after her all the way. Emily ran to a bus and frantically slapped the door, yelling for help. The driver looked at her with a puzzled expression, then told her there was no one outside at all. She braved the rain to find the spare key in the back of the car, then opened the car door, but just sat in it. But a girl's voice suddenly came from behind.
In the child intended as a jailable offense.
The little girl is blackmailing her. In the future, she must do as she says, otherwise those around her will die one by one.
Don't be sad. This is your new beginning.
There was no way out. Emily could only find the girl's father again and ask him for help. Her father said there was no way out but to kill her, but the only way to kill her was while she was asleep. But this 10 years, neither of them had succeeded, because she almost never sleeps at night. She went to school every day to sleep, and the first time she fell asleep was the night Emily and the police broke in. Just after saying those words to Emily, I didn't realize that the next day something happened to the couple. Her mother started hallucinating at the detention center. She saw her whole body on fire. Her father, on the other hand, seemed to see the person across from him at dinner as if she were his daughter.
I'm glad you're getting the help you need, Daddy.
Her father was on fire. Taking the fork in his hand, he stabbed directly at his opponent, but he accidentally fell off the table during the fight. The fork stuck right into his own eye. The next day, the sheriff called Emily to listen to a phone recording together. When he pressed play, an eerie voice comes on. The call came from none other than Emily's cell phone. Emily hurriedly rummaged through her backpack. Sure enough, she couldn't find her cell phone. The sheriff was finally convinced that this was all about the little girl. He took a gun and bullets from the police station, ready to go to Emily's house. Unexpectedly, just as he stepped into the car, he realized that there was a vicious dog behind him. Before he could react, the dog took a bite out of his neck. In a panic, he shot himself. Soon after, Emily found her cell phone under the little girl's bed. It was just as a call came in.
Who is this?
It's Wayne. I just got a call. Mike's now. I think he shot himself.
Hear this. Emily had a complete meltdown. She angrily went to the living room and pushed the TV down and ordered the little girl to get out immediately. But the little girl stood up slowly and unperturbed.
Don't yell at me!
Emily backed away from the scene in front of her, rushing to hide in her bedroom, locked all the doors and pushed the cabinets in bed to block the door, but it was no use. In a few moments, the entire door was shattered. Emily rushed to hide under the bed, watching the little girl step in.
It's too late. What are you doing, you silly pumpkin head?
There was nothing Emily could do but compromise. Once again, she agreed to her request. However, she secretly put some sleeping pills when she helped her make coffee. After she fell asleep, Emily immediately found a rope to wrap the door of the room. Then she set the whole house on fire. She wanted the demon to disappear along with the house. But when she looked back, she was completely dumbfounded. The little girl was actually standing outside in one piece.
That was me.
Since the house is gone, Emily had to take her somewhere else to live. Along the way, Emily drove the car faster and faster. The little girl seemed to realize what she was about to do. It instantly made her hallucinate. A large truck blocked their way.
It's not real. Yes, it is. It's not real.
Sure enough, it was a hallucination. She finally overcame her fear. This time it was the little girl's turn to be afraid.
Are you scared?
I'm not.
When she finished, she slammed the gas on the car and crashed through the fence, then unbuckled the little girl's seatbelt, drove the car straight into the lake. As the car slowly sank, Emily hurriedly unbuckled herself and prepared to flee, but suddenly a hand reached out and grabbed her. Emily used all her strength to push her into the trunk. Then she opened the car door and swam out. It turns out that the nemesis of the devil is actually water. Looking at a long time did not follow the demon. Emily also finally put down the heart.